Post-traumatic stress disorder is an anxiety disorder that can develop after exposure to a terrifying event or ordeal in which grave physical harm occurred or was threatened. Common traumatic causes of PTSD include personal assault, natural disasters, accidents, and military combat. Patients with PTSD often have frightening thoughts and bad memories of their traumatic event. People with PTSD will often feel numb and distant themselves from people that they were once close to. Common symptoms of PTSD are sleep problems, detached and numb, or easily startled. Psychological treatments have been shown to improve symptoms of PTSD. However, not all psychological treatments are equally effective. According to a recent meta-analysis, trauma-focused treatments are more effective than other treatments. Other treatments, such as prolonged exposure and cognitive reprocessing therapy, were shown to be better suit stress management. Other therapies, such as supportive therapy and hypnotherapy, trauma-focused treatments, led to 67% of patients no longer showing signs of PTSD. After completion, trauma-focused therapy has been shown to be effective in mixed trauma populations, such as refugees, military personnel, and survivors of childhood sexual abuse. PTSD patients often avoid reminders of the traumatic event and respond to reminders as a psychological distress, and that creates a challenge within trauma-focused treatment due to them being asked to revisit the memory of the trauma. Some patients won't participate due to the treatment being hard to tolerate, and physicians often choose their therapies because they believe it will worsen the disorder. Along with the refusal to the best common treatment of PTSD due to perceived negative opinion, it is the willingness to participate and the lack of treatment, period. Many PTSD disorders go untreated because of the denial of the disorder or because they cannot afford treatment. So, how can Americans help PTSD patients to receive help, especially in military cases, and soldiers to receive therapy to help with the severity of PTSD symptoms? They should be awarded therapy sessions to aid in their psychological discomfort. In an interview with the Iraq War veteran Andrew Mutter, he explains the importance of receiving help from returning from a traumatic service, such as war, and how the importance is not taken seriously and not enough attention is given to these suffering from the effects of PTSD.
As a war veteran from the Iraqi War, how do you feel the government handled your PTSD whenever you come back from Iraq?
Not very good, because they told me they didn't have enough time, and there wasn't much help right now that they could give me because we was about to start special training.
They didn't offer any help at all?
No. They told me there wasn't any, and there wasn't enough time.
Feel the government can do better for veterans who come back from the war, because I don't think they do enough.
They could advertise more about how to get help. I haven't seen very much, maybe a little, but not much at all.
What do you think would help them?
Maybe some kind of counselors or something that's been there that would maybe understand, that has got treated for it already. Because if you talk to anybody else, it seems like you just have a blank stare on their face whenever you're talking to them, and they don't, which isn't, I wouldn't expect anybody to understand, but it's kind of hard to talk to somebody whenever they look at you like crazy. They just don't understand what you're really talking about. I don't believe, unless you've been there.
Veteran of the Iraqi War, and you live in Kentucky, what did Kentucky do specifically for you when you come back from the war?
I didn't, at the time I was in California, so I was on a Marine base in California, and that's where they told me that. But whenever I moved back to Kentucky, whenever I got out, nothing really, but I didn't really seek very much help because I didn't know of any at the time. And again, I don't think they advertised that for, I mean, whenever I got back, nobody from here that I knew had been there because I was at the very beginning in 2003. So I don't think it was really worried about that. Nobody really knew.